What? My childhood basement.
Alright. This is...
I see light behind the bookcase.
Reminder, C, B, he. Same as the second one. Periodic table in laundry room. Match atomic with volume. Oh. Carbon, beryllium, helium. Same as the second one. Periodic table in laundry room. Match atomic with volume number. Okay, notepad. Might not need it, but I'm going to have the notepad anyway. Because it's one of those where I can actually just look this up on my own. Fairly easily. I don't know what's same as the second one. Oh, probably beryllium. Okay. Is carbon... No, carbon's 6, not 12. So, 6 beryllium. So 6, 4. Helium is 1. 6, 4, 1, 4? I studied chemistry.
Carbon, beryllium, helium.
Oh, I see. I've got a bunch. Okay, 6. 4. Helium is 2. Oh, you're right. Hydrogen. Sorry. 6, 4, 2. Then 4 again.
What the... what is all this? I've never seen this room before. Was Mom really keeping this thing down here? I remember her being an eccentric, but not like this. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I wonder if this timestamp is important.
Why don't you move your fingers so we can see the whole thing? Alright, whatever. There's like a cot down here, and there's the circles. Huh. So it's, atomic diagrams turning into a tree. And paddles. Really ancient-looking paddles. Is there anything else in here?
Looks like something's stuck here.
Looks like a photograph of some variety. Dark room. Knock before opening the door. Seems wildly unsafe. All of this does. Oh,
It's
boy.
that thing in the greenhouse.
I wonder if the thing in the greenhouse is the, shoot, what's it called? The same thing that was in the Call of Cthulhu game that I played a while back, that gave Shell one hell of a fright.
That timestamp might be of use.
So, probably 5537. You know what would also be a really interesting game? I know there's, oh, shoot. Oh, I still have this. Okay. I know there's Lobotomy Corporation. But I should probably play that at some point. Okay, 2443? Oh. These might all be things. Okay.
It looks like some sort of doorway. Maybe I should take note of that.
Okay. Let's add this to the inventory too. Yeah, Lobotomy Corp's more of a management game. But I was gonna say, like, let's see. Well, there's the lady again. So I can get back in here and hopefully not die. God, I hate these things. Why are you winding it up? Why would you do that? Whatever. Okay. Time is not linear, is it? Or maybe time is a flat circle, a petri dish poked by giant fingers. We're the bacteria, are we? I keep seeing things outside of my time. It makes things difficult with my family. I've locked myself down here with blank photo paper and chemicals. I'm able to make my visions manifest. I can project such sights. I see a space vessel heading towards a red planet. So, Mother Dearest went mental. And might actually be the witch?
Are those people flying out of the ship? It's the Cyrano.
315.
It's the Manticore logo. It definitely looks like the Cyrano.
So maybe the Cyrano crashes. Okay. Can't take that flashlight. I'd bring a spare. Gonna be honest with you. But yeah, I'd really like to play a, there's a sequel library of Runa in production right now. Yeah, I heard. I gotta load it up at some point. I mean, hell, maybe we could play it tonight. I don't have much else on my to-do list, technically, before I go. Just play more Disco Elysium and then Outer Worlds. Are we just gonna find the Necronomicon? Oh right, there was also Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure. That's another Eldritch game that I've played recently. I actually finished that one. And I finished Call of Cthulhu. I didn't finish Sinking City, but Sinking City was one of those games where it just dragged on for far too long. Like, I like me some Eldritch horror a lot. Like, Gibbous was hilarious. Yeah, I liked Gibbous. It was fun. But I like me some Eldritch horror, but I absolutely hate open world games half the time. Like, most open world games just do this awful thing of like, hey, you know what pads out a game? Side content and travel times. And we're going to just pad. And it's like, come on. Like, I've been playing Disco Elysium recently, and it is such a small, constrained environment, and it's so fun to investigate, and there are definitely some side stuff that's just going on. But there's also a lot of stuff that's just, like, relevant or interesting without having to go too far. Let's see. You know, it'd be fun playing a game with the perspective of an Eldritch Horror messing with mortals. I mean, that's kind of what Sea Salt is, but that's more of a weird RTS, the right-click to necromance, just murder people kind of game. And it would be kind of fun to play almost like Dungeon Keeper, where you're an Eldritch Horror, and every 24-hour cycle, you can put down a couple more things to make people go mad. And the goal is to drive everyone insane without actually getting seen. Because you get seen, it's over too fast. And so your goal is to make them go as Looney Tune as possible before they finally see you. And if they kill each other in the process, well, that's just bonus points. And it's some kind of, like, weird, super mucked up version of Dungeon Keeper. I would play that. That would be really fun. But no, I really want to play an Eldritch Horror game at some point where you're playing as the cultists, and you're trying to, like... You're trying to summon the Eldritch God, but there's, like, detectives and police people and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's a CRPG or something, where you're the bad guy and you're trying to summon the horror thing without getting arrested in the process and a bunch of other stuff. Because that would be really interesting, you know, from the perspective of one of these characters that actually knows what's going on. So, like, yeah, you're making this weird genetic monstrosity. You're you know, growing filth in the basement. All sorts of... I don't know. It'd be fun. Anyway. The Dreaming Ones were, and are, and will be. They are parent, spawn, and manager also, sleeping in the space between. Their dream bubble and blaspheme, birthing quivering dimensions that mate with each other, forming new incestuous dimensions. Not reality, not illusion, hyper-reality. The proper incantations allow travel into these pocket dimensions, but one might fall in by happenstance. Though knowledge of the dreaming... through knowledge of the Dreaming Ones, through proximity. I like Eldritch lore. It's always written in kind of an interesting manner. Their liquid dreams lubricate the passage. Call it Nurgle's rot. Call it the devouring plague. Call it the 0-point pathogen. The blackworm jism. The filth. The sizzling celestial syphilis eats holes in reality. One might enter these shrieking zones. To leave, one must find the tear in the skin of space. And a bunch of other stuff. I like those little drawings. Oh shit, mind flayers. Is that like a little heart in the center? No, that's just a dot. Maybe it's supposed to be an eye. Don't know. Oh, those are cute little, like, ruglet things.
Huh. No glowing symbols on these tablets.
Oh boy. Oh. The moons, fear and dread. There are no solar eclipses on Mars. Phobos and Deimos are far too small. Total lunar eclipses of Phobos, however, are nearly a nightly occurrence. These frightful siblings do not behave as our moon does. Fleet Phobos rises in the west, sets in the east, and rises a mere 11 hours later. Deimos rises more lazily from the east. Both moons are tidally locked, always showing the same face towards Mars. They never look away. They stare. Oh, they never look away. They stare fixedly. Phobos stalks Mars. Its orbit decreases slowly. Someday it will crash into the red planet. Evidence suggests Mars may have had many more moons at one time, each meeting that fate, each committing self-destruction. Zero, 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 zero. Okay.
A pair of orbs. Weird. Even from this photo, it feels like they're watching me.
Okay, so we have to put the photos in based on order of... I could do without the jump scares. Okay, so that's 1300. Oh, I don't want 3. I want 1. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to assume it's based on timing. More than anything else. I'm loving these visuals. I do hope we see these, like, weird, ancient temple-looking things. Because that would be rad as shit. Okay. And in we go.
These symbols, they're similar to the ones on the altar. One of the tablets started glowing when I neared the altar. That book. I know that book. Mom was very protective of it. One of the tablets started glowing when I neared the altar. I suspect the blank ones are missing something.
Okay. So we've read that. We've done the photos. Because, yeah, we definitely have the Necronomicon sitting there, around there. And I have no way of pulling up my inventory. I don't think I've missed anything here. There's something sinister about that corner. That's probably the Terran space that we have to leave through. But I think we need to finish this first. Because we don't need that. I can't imagine it's anything to do with the monkey. What am I missing?
One of the tablets started glowing when I neared the altar.
Because I can't move these anymore. Can't turn my flashlight back on. Unless do I just, like, jam myself?
What is that?
That's where Mommy Dearest went. Where do you think she disappeared to, boy? She fell into a rift between time and space, and now she haunts your dreams with no clothes on for some reason. Because it's extra spoopy. Who isn't haunted by visions of their naked, creepy mother witch? Okay, seriously, what am I missing? I don't see anything to interact with around here. I can't mess with the photos anymore. Power switch. I'm not seeing any power switches. Oh, you're right. These power switches. In here.
One of the tablets started glowing when I neared the altar.
Maybe it's the creepy void. No. Yeah, because power's off now, but hasn't really changed much of anything. Yeah, it could be the dark room, but we're already in the dark room, and the dark room had the power off. Unless it needed all of the lights off. I guess that one is particularly red. But no, we already did that. We already saw all of these. The darkness isn't happening. See, is the stream of the game chugging in places? Both. This is not the most well optimized. Oh.
Ah! Felt like my brain was melting. Those symbols were similar to the ones at the altar.
Okay, so I think I'm supposed to look around and find... I'm supposed to look around and find any more of those. Or maybe that was all I needed. No. So I've got to find more, like, mirror-y things. Maybe. Because we have a hint. Unless I'm supposed to go light it up. No, that ain't working. Because we found one. There's one. This is kind of awkward. I get it, we're supposed to look around and find these things, but it's... Oh. Are you good? Yeah, okay, that one's good. Yeah, so we just have to play find the hidden glowy symbols. I guess it works. It's a little odd.
I can feel them vibrating behind my eyes.
Okay, so this is probably it.
Yes, little one.
Did I drift off? That dream. God, it felt so real. The hair on the back of my neck is still standing on end.
So we've still got 100% oxygen, so that's not so bad. Let's see.
Declan. Declan. No response. Comm's still down.
How did Declan get out here? There's a badger, but it's messed up. Power? Shoot. Because this thing's messed up. Yeah, no power, can't connect to it. Oh, here we go. 7357. Reasons the rock stacks change each night. Seismic activity. Unknown changes in the atmosphere. Hallucinations other. Declan came by to talk. You can't keep avoiding me by making up work. Josie. Okay. Well. It is 7357. Perfect. Just want to see if I can change my...
Oh, Jesus. No, this is crazy. Who would even write all this?
Declan would. He's been listening to the static. Are these just Sharpies? Or dry erase markers? Probably. How do you reach the back corners? I mean, you could have shuffled things around. I'm just impressed by the consistency here. Okay, connect to the badger. Start engine. Okay, I'm gonna take the power cell. I don't know if we're gonna need it, but oh, stay up, you. And I was hoping the hydraulics would keep it up the whole time. Alright, well, Jackie, baby.
I hope to God he's in the habitat.
It would be nice to see another human being before everybody dies, but chances are he's going to be a goop man just like everything else in this game.
The elevator seems to be malfunctioning.
And up we go.
If it was a dream, then why is my scar still warm?
Also saw what looked to be like tracks in the sand down below. It might have been tire tracks.
Okay, one stack of rocks, fine. This, though? Declan is either really bored or somebody... I don't know. Let's just hope he has too much time on his hands.
These are pretty impressive rock stacks, too. I will give credit where credit is due. And more oxygen. Plot twist, everyone's been Goop Man all day. I mean, everybody Everybody definitely goes Goop Man by the end of this game. I'm not even sure if the main character is going to make it off ungooped. Generally, the answer is no. You usually leave these games dead or in a body jacket. I just hope this has a better ending than the Call of Cthulhu game, because it was just boring. Like, I get it. Eldritch Horror, you know, you really can't fight them or stand up to them. The best you can do is come away with some amount of your sanity or at least your life and stuff. But it always feels unsatisfying when it's just like, and then everyone went mad. Or, and then everyone went mad and you ended up in a straitjacket. Hooray. It's like, I guess. I don't know. Endings are hard to write, I guess. If from 0 to Soma, how much goop would you be? I actually have never played Soma. I'd like to. It's one of the horror games that I'd like to try. I just wasn't super interested in their previous games, so I gave it a pass. Because, like, I've seen and played Penumbra, and then I've seen people play Amnesia, and you know what? I just didn't have a whole lot of real interest in it, and so hearing that Soma actually has some pretty interesting writing and whatnot does give me a reason to go play Soma at some point. I know it's good now. But at the time I was just kind of like, it's just going to be another cheap jump scare horror game. Because I really have very low patience for cheap jump scares. This game mixes cheap jump scares with a fair amount of interesting lore and writing and stuff.
Declan, you here? Declan! It's empty? Declan! Damn it, where are you? Okay, don't freak out. Just find out where he is.
I'm gonna take the helmet off. It's comforting, but I don't think I'm ever gonna have to worry about whether or not I had it on. And it makes it so much easier to look around.
This place. Josie was right. Jesus, I didn't know it was like this. How does he live like this?
Oozing his gourd. Is that just a texture of a cookie? That is just a textural cookie. Declan Delapore, engineer. Slight fluctuation in array rotation during calibration. Diagnostics for self-clean systems require filter replacement. Slight dip in power to non-critical systems due to solar array. Generator power at 94.7. EVA to recent rock slide at heavy transport elevator 2B. Estimate to clear and assess approximately 3 days. Emergency protocol. Something's wrong with the dish. Circuit box shorted. No prior warning. Just sparks flying mid-transmission. Yeah, there was a sandstorm, but we've never seen a blackout like that. Circuits fried. Well, I'm sitting there. Had to manually reboot the backup generators and servers, which should have automatically engaged. I don't know. New to-do, I guess. Temporarily reroute circuit boxes. Run a biogauge scan. Manually calibrate the satellite dish. Where's Shane? Wait, where's Shane? What day is today? 7/13. Can I check that? Do I have any idea what day it is? Does anybody remember what day it was at the very start of this? I guess I can go back and check, because this was probably the same day. Let's see. Draft memo, recent communications outage. All personnel, due to a recent sandstorm, a servo malfunction caused site-wide communications to be down for several hours. Backup servers have been activated and will function as the new primary communication network, though it has significantly reduced intensity and radius. Chief Engineer Shane Newehart has been informed of the damage and will be tasked with the circuitry repairs. Until then, expect intermittent comms interruptions while the network is reestablished. Thanks for understanding, management. Com log. Codename and rostrand. It's just numbers. Carnum and Rostrand. Shane, where are you? If you see this, we're headed back to base. We waited, but you were nowhere. I'm with Josie and Lucas, and we're taking the rover back. We lost contact for a second. Your rover coordinates disappeared, and suddenly the satellite goes nuts. I don't know if it was the freak sandstorm or what. Doesn't matter. Get back to base. Contact us. Whatever you can do. I just hope you see this, Declan.
Shit, this is bad. I'm sorry, Declan. I didn't know how bad it was. He can't stay alone out here anymore. He needs help.
Declan, write of your fantastic adventures. Dad. Dad gave this to me. We had this little 12 by 10 by 10 case of personal effects that we could seal up before launch, and I almost left this behind, but it helps to write sometimes. Not sure why lying bothers me so much. My dad, my sister, they all still think I'm freezing my ass off for climate studies in Antarctica. I don't know about fantastic adventures, Father dearest, but last night I dreamed I was on one of those celebrity dance shows. My partner was Katharine Hepburn. We won even though she was obviously dead. But it was great. Then I woke up, wrote down numbers from space for 6 hours, and drilled a tiny hole into 17 rocks. All the while a single reinforced pane of glass away from death. It's a real roller coaster here on Mars. I really wish I could, like, zoom out here. Holy shit, we are just, like, jamming this right up to our face. Must be the Gaelic side of me coming out. I've been building cairns. I used to do a lot of hiking. I'd get annoyed by the little rock piles people would build along the trails, as if to say, I was here, I've developed fine motor skills, look at me. But the bonus of hiking on Mars is the leave no trace ethos is kind of optional in a completely deserted wasteland. During EVAs, I've started to just take a moment, grab a few loose pieces, and build a cairn. My little zen garden, balancing the rocks. It felt nice. Lately, though, I see the rocks moving. I tested my theory, although in the FL most limited, unscientific way. I'd make a new stack with the finest Martian rock samples I could find, pristine, dusty rocks. Then I'd wait a day. They wouldn't fall over. No, that'd be too simple. One stack would have a single rock swapped. Not an easy rock, like the top piece, but a centerpiece. One centerpiece swapped from this stack to the other. No glove marks, nothing. Just two shitty Martian rocks that I swear changed places in the middle of the night. Why am I writing this? When a person is drowning, their throat seizes up, preventing water from entering their lungs, but also air. The reflex is so strong, you could be floating there with your mouth well above the water's surface enough to be able to cough, unable to breathe. You don't drown because you're underwater, you drown because of yourself. Sticking a needle in the webbing between your toes, it sounds so horrific, like your natural reflexes would kick in, but it's the reverse. The emotions dive. The depression slams you with a singular focus. Your mind starts justifying it all, releasing a hint of those chemicals. You're pretty much a tiny little voice trying to control this monstrosity. It's nearly impossible. And so this natural reflex to hurt yourself is so terribly and specifically... Or, to hurt yourself so terribly and specifically becomes everything. So you drown in it. Jesus Christ, my hand is shaking. I think I'll sleep at base tonight. Gotta get out of here for a bit. And it's the circles. It's got nice handwriting. Boy, this is kind of bright. I haven't been sleeping well. Understatement. Sometimes I can't tell when I'm awake or dreaming. The numbers keep coming. The messages start to make sense. Spending time at base doesn't help. It's a hassle trying to come up with reasons why I need a rover ride every day. Just a bit of casual hallucinations, everyone. Nothing to worry about. If you could pick me up before the flashbacks started around 6 in the evening, that'd be swell. Maybe I'll build another cairn. Let the witch move the rocks around. Fun pastime. Wish I had a beach chair and a margarita. Might as well enjoy my descent into insanity. I saw the witch today. I'm still shaking. Looked out my window and my sister is standing on the cliffside. My sister. She was stark naked, out in the nothing of Mars, choking, eyes bulging out of her head like a goldfish fallen out of the bowl. Nearly killed myself throwing my suit on. I get out there, I run, stumbling around the barriers. Instead, there's a person with a paleness to her, deep black hair. She's facing away, looking out over the endless dunes. When she turns to look at me, it's not my sister. A deep black hole where a face might be. A gray slit curled into a smile. I feel and taste granules of sand pouring into my open mouth, and suddenly I can't breathe. She slowly draws nearer as I slam my fist on my chest, trying to breathe. Tendrils of blackness reach out from that endless void in her skull. I'm sinking into the desert. She's trying to pull me under. And I wake up, gasping for air. I don't lose it like this. I just don't. F this. Circles. Well, I guess I'll take his power. Damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Normally, once you put it in that ready position, you get the option to put it in your inventory or not. And not in this case.